More things to do with your foam roller that are not just rolling out your legs. Okay, we're going to take the roller horizontal. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna roll out the back a little bit, but don't go into your floating ribs. Again, if you have sensitive tissues, you have any bone density issues, go for a softer density foam roller. So I'm gonna start just below my shoulder blades. I'm gonna support my head and neck with my hands. So I'm not yanking my neck and I'm not letting it drop back. Lift my hips just a little bit. I'm just rolling out in between my shoulder blades. All right, just breathing there. Got my hood. I can pull my hood up a little bit so it doesn't get caught in the roller. One of the hardest thing about this is your clothes get caught when you roll. All right, then you're going to go to a place that is maybe just below the shoulder blades. You don't want to go too low, so you don't want to go into your floating ribs and kind of displace them, but you can go as low as you feel comfortable, but everyone's going to have a specific spot that feels the most range for them. So I want you to go to the place that feels right for you, and you might adjust it. You might find one spot and then change it. You're going to go back and you're going to breathe in. And I'm thinking, what about the left side and the right side? I'm kind of pulling a little bit with my feet. I have brought my butt down. And then on your exhale, instead of just pushing your neck up, let your head fall into this hammock that you've made with your hands. And as you curl up, think I'm pushing my ribs and my back into that roller as if I'm trying to roll it behind me as I curl up. And then inhale, going back again. You have to adjust to find the place that's right for you. Exhale, curling up. So you should feel minimal, but a little bit of movement in that foam roller. Make sure that your shoulder blades are not propped, like this is my neck posture, my shoulder blades propped on the roller. My elbows have a little reach towards the ceiling, and my head is heavy in my hands, so that when I come up, it's really my back, my ribs, not my shoulder blades pushing, not my neck being pulled. And one more like this. Going back, and then rolling up. Then from there, you're gonna pull and lift your hips like a little baby bridge. And you're gonna kind of keep this pull, which means your hamstrings are gonna be working. So the backs of your legs are gonna be working. Sits bones reaching towards the legs. And you're gonna go back. And again, you might be like, oh, I need to reposition my roller. You're gonna go back, so it's taking you into extension. And then when you come up, you don't, again, I'm not looking to come up super high. I'm just looking to think, ribs are rolling into position, like a neutral position, maybe a little bit higher if I feel up to it, but I'm not trying to yank my neck up. So holding the roller relatively stable. As I go back, I'm not sliding, I'm keeping my legs active to keep my pelvis and spine stable. Exhale as I curl up, I'm not pulling my neck, I'm pushing into the roller with my back, not my shoulder blades, not pulling my neck. And even if I just come to kind of neutral from extension, that is work, just to hold here. And if I want to do a little bit more, hello abdominals. One more like this, inhale going back, and just come to neutral. Maybe you do a little bit farther than neutral, but don't do it from your neck. And then bring the hips down. Go ahead and reach your arms, grab behind your legs, press the legs away, and just roll right up. From there, we're going to take the roller under your knees towards your butt, and you're gonna roll that butt down onto the mat or roll to your side and onto your back. You're gonna lift your hips up, placing your butt on the roller. Now again, just like the rib cage, everyone's gonna have their sweet spot. So you might go a little bit lower or a little bit higher. Don't go so high that you feel like, oh, you're really arching your back, and don't go so low that you feel like your butt's gonna slide back off of there. So find your happy medium. I find the middle of my sacrum is a good place. Wiggle around, create some space. Take a moment and take your hands to your belly and your ribs. And just inhale and exhale and let your ribs drop, let your shoulder blades drop, let your head and neck be free. Bring one knee into your chest and slowly stretch the other leg out. Flex that bottom foot and reach through the inner and the outer heel with the toes and the knee pointed up towards the ceiling. If you want to, grab the other thigh, pull it towards you, and breathe. It's just a really lovely stretch for the front of the hip and the hip flexor, especially if you've been sitting a lot or riding in your car. If you want even more stretch, the leg that's straight out, you take that arm up and overhead so the whole line of the psoas is lengthening. Breathing. And then we'll bring that in when you're ready. And it might be when you go to straighten the leg, the knee is bent, and you have to take some time to slowly get that leg to straight. Try the other side. The leg that was out comes in, the other leg goes out. Be gentle in your body, because sometimes the body is so sensitive that it's like we pull one leg in too fast. You might not have a sensitive body, but you might. So stretching the one leg out, take your time, breathe, stay with it. Allow your leg to slowly unravel from that pull in the pelvis and the torso, extending the knee, using your quadricep muscles. Push the heel down with that hamstring. Flex the foot, reaching through the inner and the outer heel, toes and kneecaps towards the ceiling. The bent leg you can grab and pull it towards you. That's going to increase the stretch. I am thinking about attempting to keep my sacrum center, even though my legs are in a position that my pelvis is doing two different things, and that's okay. Breathing. If you want to add the arm, you add the arm. And you can hang out here for as long as you need to slowly let that unravel and lengthen. I am using a little bit of abdominals to kind of zip my pubic bone and my hip bones up towards my ribs. I'm making sure my rib cage is not flaring open and up towards the ceiling. I'm thinking gravity, 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 keeping that navel and the rib cage heavy in the direction of the mat. Then you're going to bring the legs in, both legs in. And as you've done this, you might have repositioned on the roller a little bit. So adjust to find a place where you feel nice and secure and stable. Take your hands and grab the outsides of the roller. Stretch your legs up towards the ceiling and point your toes. And you're going to stretch one leg towards your face and the other leg away. And you're going to see, can I squeeze a little bit, especially on the leg that's falling, kind of catch with the glutes and the hip muscles underneath as the other leg pulls in. And I'm really being mindful of what's the distance between my legs. I don't want to let this bottom leg just go with gravity. I'm supporting it. And then switch. And this should feel nice just to kind of do these big movements with your legs. Now notice if the knees start to bend. You might need to do it with your knee bent, but see if you can start to work those quadriceps to extend the knee while you're doing this larger range of motion. Maybe for your hips, you need to turn out a little bit. See what that feels like. Think about not just the leg that's falling down to the floor, but also the leg that's pulling towards your face. Where's your sacrum? Where's your pelvis? Where's your rib cage? Where's that navel? It should have some weight towards the floor. And then bring both legs together. If you want to bend the knees and have a diamond shape of the legs, you can. If you want to keep the legs straight, you can. There's no right or wrong. You're going to squeeze the heels. You have a little bit of turnout, so Pilates V, toes apart, heels together. Hips are wrapping towards each other, kind of under and towards each other. Hold the roller so it doesn't move. And slowly let your legs go towards the floor, but only as much as you can keep yourself from rolling on the roller. And then on your exhale, you're going to pull your legs up towards the ceiling, but I want you to imagine you are going to zip your pubic bone up towards your navel, your hip bones, almost like you're rolling your pelvis, but you're not actually going to let it move. So I want you to feel those low abdominals fire when you initiate the leg lift. Lower, lower, lower. Squeeze the hips as you lower. Exhale. Pull the legs up. And lower. Check in with your neck and throat. I always get tight there. Exhale, coming all the way up. And one more, lowering down. Exhale, bringing it all the way up. Then from there, you bend your knees. You could even keep your legs straight and take them towards over your head if you want, if that feels comfortable. But I'm just going to bend my knees and very slowly push my roller out from underneath. So I'm dragging the roller on my sacrum and my glutes as I come all the way down and out. You're done. Until next time, keep moving.